when Mueller's letter to William Barr criticizing the initial memo that Barr put out and the media conversation about it, that looked bad for some of the people, especially on Fox News, who had been trumpeting the Barr memo as the last word on this whole thing. We can all move on. Apparently Mueller didn't feel that way and sent him the letter because of that. When that news broke, Chris Wallace on Fox News noted that this apparently was not good for those who had this narrative they wanted to push. And just a little bit after that on Fox News, after Chris Wallace talked about effectively what many of the opinion people at Fox News had been saying at the time, Laura Ingraham took issue with him.
Now, I know Chris Wallace, at the top of your hour, was indicating that, I guess, that he kind of agrees with these other cable networks that this was an attempt by the DOJ to spin what the conversation was between Barr and Mueller. So I don't know if Chris Wallace has information that I don't have, but that he's saying that Barr is perpetuating a lie. I find the reporting on this and much of the commentary on this to be
we'll hear from William Barr
and
shortly.
Frankly very disturbing. And I'm watching this in real time, and this is not spin, by the way. This is analysis.
You know she's serious because this is not spin.
Oh, okay. I wonder if she could do a show where there would be no spin zone on Fox News. Anyway,
and then keep them honest.
So that was kind of an interesting moment there, where the Fox anchor seemed like she was trying to cut off Laura Ingraham when the internal strife began. Anyway, they're fighting, and it's fun. And let's figure out who is more likely to be right about the facts, Laura Ingraham or Chris Wallace, who actually is a reporter. I happen to think that, and then we've shown clips here where he does have conservative framing on issues. That's why I think part of the reason why he's working at Fox News. Remember, he's originally picked by Roger Ailes, okay? Roger Ailes, not in the business of picking a lot of liberals. He has token liberals like Shep Smith and Alan Combs in the past, but they're there for a purpose. The guests that are liberals are usually there to get their ass handed to them, and they pick weak people on purpose. They pick Chris Wallace because he was a right-leaning journalist, but still in the journalist camp. And so he has asked some questions that I think are questionable conservative framing, but he's also asked real questions. And he looks at this, and as a journalist, he says, well, okay, William Barr says that there was no concerns voiced by Mueller. We have a letter clearly stating massive concerns by Robert Mueller. Well, that appears to be at odds. And Laura Ingram's like, now I'm not spinning, but I don't think they are at odds. And I think that Chris Wallace is biased for pointing out those facts.
Do you want to see Chris Wallace's response to Laura Ingraham? Oh yeah, so they're in a battle to throw the other under the bus. We'll see who will win. Take a look at this.
You know, I know there's some people who don't think that this March 27th letter is a big deal, and you know, some opinion people who appear on this network who may be pushing a political agenda. But you know, we have to deal in facts, and the fact is that this letter from the special counsel, and it was one of at least 3 contacts with the Attorney General between March 25th and March 27th, was a clear indication that the Attorney General was upset, very upset, with the letter that had been sent out by the Attorney General and wanted it changed, or wanted at least added to, and the Attorney General refused to do so. And there are a lot of people, having read now the full report, or as much as it has been not redacted, you know, agree that he didn't reveal what was fully in the report. Again, those aren't opinions. That's not a political agenda. Those are the facts.
So when it comes to on-screen personalities like that, especially a reporter like Chris Wallace, I mean, that's about as rough as he's ever gonna get. He referred to her as an opinion person pushing a political agenda.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah, he might as well have just said Dracarys, because she's burning.
And by the way, who started the fight? It was not Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace gave his opinion. Laura Ingraham gives her opinion every night. So they're both. And Chris Wallace's opinion, as he points out, is backed by stone cold facts. In fact, I'll read you parts of the letter in a second. Laura Ingraham called into another show, even though she has her own show on Fox News. Because I mean, that's pulling a Trump, right? And so animated watching Fox News, she calls in to take a personal shot at Chris Wallace. So she started the fight. So Wallace comes back and goes, I don't know if you know this, I also work at Fox News. Right, because I mean, it's not like Fox News guys are wilting flowers, so they're ready to fight. So let me give you the quotes from the letter. The Mueller told Barr in his letter to Barr, your summary failed to, quote, fully capture the context, nature, and substance of our findings. And he also said that Barr's summary, quote, threatens to undermine public confidence in our probe. So that is crystal clear. Then Barr's summary was not accurate according to Mueller of Mueller's report. That part couldn't be clearer. Then you go to the second part, Barr goes in front of Congress after receiving this letter from Mueller saying, you did not accurately summarize our report and it undermined our report and we're concerned. He comes in front of Congress and says, Mueller has never told me that he's concerned about my summary. Perjury, no question, stone cold fact. So Laura Ingraham can not spin all she likes, but Wallace is clearly right on the facts.
Absolutely, and I wonder if this is a new tactic. I would love it if Fox decided or found that it got a lot more ratings with infighting as opposed to slinging shots for other networks. Because this is fascinating when the opinion folks, like the Laura Ingrahams and previous to her, O'Reilly, and of course Tucker Carlson, those folks come up against reporters who are there every single day trying to comb through the facts. And not that, again, that anybody on Fox News is necessarily somebody who I look to for information, but somebody like Wallace, who's been in the game, is a conservative. But I think what people don't understand about the conservative camp is that there are people who are worried that some probe like this, not handled properly, means in the future there is a disintegration around legal processing. And so I think that, that's why Chris Wallace is firing back as fiery as he can, as spicy as he can be. And were there more shots fired?
Well, tune in tonight. Right? So, or don't, it's Fox News. So, super last thing, look, there's some people in the conservative camp who have these theories that the liberals want all this power and they want to control our lives, etc. Those folks, I don't think they're right, but they're concerned that if you let Trump have this kind of unchecked power, that liberals will abuse it. And then there are the conservatives that go even farther and go, who cares? Power is power. Right. We have power now, let us use it to the maximum degree. Right. And then if they get power later, precedent, laws, rules, who cares? Right. Yep. And then we will change our so-called principles and say that they're being outrageous in their abuse of power. The Ingraham camp does not care about principles or ideology. Yeah. It only cares about power.
Right, absolutely.
Is there a single person that thinks that Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham printed out the Mueller report and then looked through it worried that they might find obstruction of justice? Nobody thinks that.
Could you imagine Hannity's like, whoa, I didn't think about that.
Oh, that was a close one.
Ooh, no, that's a good point though. I'm gonna come back to that one. No, does anybody think that anyone on Fox News, with the possible exception of Chris Wallace, even read the report?
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.